To no one's surprise, Marvel has done it again. Hey fellow fans, I'm Brian from BMA Comics Con, and I just got done seeing Doctor Strange, and I had to hurry to you guys to share with you my experience as I saw what could be the greatest movie this year. I hope that by now you've seen this movie, or at least by the time that you're watching this video, that you've actually watched the movie, because there will be spoilers, because to me, there's no way to describe this movie and do it justice without giving away some of the spoilers to this movie. Because this movie was so beautiful, to me, there was nothing that could be said that isn't a spoiler. Like, even saying Doctor Strange was in it to me as a spoiler because he was so good that I would be mad that you told me he was in it. I'd be like, you ruined the movie. So we get the typical Doctor Strange origin, wealthy surgeon, gets in a car accident, injures his hands, and can no longer perform surgeries. After doing all of Western medicine has to offer, he then goes to Eastern medicine and then finds the Ancient One, who fixes not his hands or his body, but his mind and spirit. But in this movie, we get that, but beautiful. The most beautiful version of this that I could honestly have imagined. Now, I just watched the movie, as I said, so I got the little high still going on, and I could imagine why someone would want a little bit of a, substance high when going to go see this, because that'll add, I'd imagine that would add to the experience of this movie, because this movie was Inception level beautiful. Like, the way the whole world changed and the visuals in this movie was just stunning. Like, Avatar was pretty. This was beautiful. Now, I'm not saying that it has the bright colors the way that Avatar does, but like when I think of this movie, I think of visual stunning right there with Avatar and Inception. But back to the plot. Where this movie went a little off to me was something that can wait for a little bit. I want to talk about how great it was still. Now, the cast for this movie was great. I'm not mad at anything. I'm not mad at the gender swapping, the race swapping, none of it, actually. None of it. The only thing that I kept staring at was, unfortunately, in my theater, there was this light shining on the screen that really was driving me crazy until I took a step back and noticed what was going on in front of me. And I was like, wow, this movie's good. Can't believe it. It's like you had to open your third eye and see this movie, which isn't that weird to say because this movie gets real deep into that kind of stuff, talking about how your mind creates the reality and how there's an infinity of universes that you can access. And I'm all like, what? They did that in a mainstream movie? Disney's going far. And yeah, I said Disney, not Marvel, because this really has the Disney tones, because that cloak of levitation is nothing but carpet from Aladdin. And I liked that. I was like, oh man, I can't wait. They're going to start singing A Whole New World any minute now. That his cloak had its own personality, which was great. I'm telling you, it really made me feel like Aladdin. I'm like, okay, he's got magic, so he didn't need genie. Alright, that's fine. But he's got a carpet. His cloak is carpet. It was so cool. Now, the two Doctor Strange villains that I know, Dormammu and Mordo, survived this movie. So they're able to be used again. So that whole villain thing about Marvel killing off their villains or their villains being weak actually doesn't apply to this movie, because Dormammu and Mordo, we got to know both of them a good bit, and they both survived, and it really seems like, if anything, Mordo will be the villain in Doctor Strange 2. You see that in the after credit scene, because they have two of them, and neither of them is a mid-credit scene. You gotta wait a while to see them. But that first one that you see has Thor in it, and that one's so cool where Doctor Strange is all like, you know, Loki's on our watch list, and you kind of brought him here. Could I get the reason for the visit, please? And all of a sudden now we know Thor and Doctor Strange might be teaming up in Thor 2, which I'm not disappointed to hear that it's not going to be Thor and Hulk, because that would have been cool, because I think Planet Hulk would have been real cool to see. But Doctor Strange was so great that I wouldn't mind seeing him with Thor. So this is the origin, and this is where Doctor Strange is introduced to magic, and yet he's going up against a big bad like Dormammu. And yet, throughout this movie, his journey through the mysticism was actually great. He didn't all of a sudden become overpowered and just knows everything. They did a good job of showing his gradual increase in the mystic arts, and I really liked that. Now, the only thing that they could have stepped up was his downfall in humanity. That was the only thing I'd like to see increased, because that's the thing about Doctor Strange, you know. Has money, falls, then comes up in magic. Now, we saw him when he was in the beginning at his top, and we saw him fall, but I would have liked to see him hit the ground. But not a big deal, because it's clear that this movie wasn't about that. This movie was about magic and mysticism and the whole realm of endless possibilities that once you open your mind to are out there. And it seems like Doctor Strange was just a character in this movie, although he was the main character, but it really seems like magic was the main character. So I mentioned the visuals, I mentioned the story, and as far as the audio goes, now it doesn't have a Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, but it does have some nice music to it, including Earth, Wind, and Fire, because like I said, this movie is pretty much about the mysticism, and we all know Earth, Wind, and Fire tried to go there. So I really recommend that you guys watch this movie, and please, parents, and I mean my Christian parents out there, don't keep your kid from watching this. I mean, if you did let them see Harry Potter, you should be fine with them watching this, because this is a great movie everyone should see. Even if it ends up opening your mind to some other possibilities and other religions, I still think you should watch this just for the beautiful visual and story that this had, and the fact that now there's gonna be magic and mysticism in the Marvel universe. It'll help add some more to Thor's character. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I know you guys are gonna like this movie, and I really hope you like this video. Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you guys want to see another Doctor Strange review, just click the video on the left is a review by News to Astonish. And if you want to just see another one of my videos, just click the link to the right, and that'll get you to another video. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and till next time, Brian out.